Hello Euromeat News, it's Andrew Cox from Meat and Livestock Australia. We are here at Anuga with 13 Australian exporters of beef, lamb and goat. Meat and Livestock Australia is the marketing body for Australian red meat. Anuga is one of the most important shows that we attend. Each year that Anuga takes place, we have a number of Australian exporters interested in showcasing Australian produce to their customers, not just from the EU but from further abroad, from the UK, from the Middle East and even from Asia. We have many customers here to visit, and after COVID it's been around 4 years since many of these people have been able to interact. So a fantastic show, and we can see a lot of business is being conducted between the Australian exporter and their overseas based customers.
How is the export market for the Australian producers?
Export is really important to Australia. We export more than 75% of our red meat, so it's absolutely vital that we have good relationships. Demand is always very strong. We are seeing big demand for Australian red meat globally, and especially these days we have access to the United Kingdom, so we're seeing some beginnings of some market improvements in the United Kingdom. And at the moment we are mostly hopeful that we are able to secure a free trade agreement with the European Union, because that will mean that we have some meaningful access for Australian beef and lamb into the very important and established marketplace in Europe.
What is this year your focus for developing a sustainable meat industry in Australia?
Well, you can see behind me we have this panel here showcasing our carbon neutral CN30 program. In Australia we're investing industry-wide in a number of initiatives to improve our sustainability. We have a goal to be carbon neutral by the year 2030, and we're on target for that, with reduction in the emissions of the livestock and all across the supply chain. We're working on producing delicious meat protein in a sustainable manner, so a lot of investments going into this space.
How do you think the producers from Australia will end this year with the exports and with their sailings?
Well, we are obviously always hopeful that the economy will improve. Cost of living is certainly a big problem for consumers globally, but in Australia we try our utmost in the industry to supply great quality food at a price that consumers can afford. We're very focused on the efficiency of our supply chain. We supply people in 100 countries, and most of them are families, so we're always passionate about supply. We know that many consumers are feeling the pinch when it comes to inflation and the cost of food, and we know that we have an obligation and a responsibility to supply safe and healthy food globally. So that is our passion, and we are obviously hopeful that we get good weather, good conditions in the growing of agriculture, and we can service the markets that we have all around the world.
What will be the target markets for the next year?
Target markets we have everywhere. European Union is some place that we would love to do more business, but we're hopeful of the successful free trade negotiations which are underway at the moment. United Kingdom, we have signed a free trade agreement which only came into force this year, so we have some interesting opportunities there. But looking further afield, we have great business in the Gulf. Middle East. We'll be at Gulf Food in February for those watching, and across Asia of course we have many important markets: Japan, Korea and China, but Southeast Asia is growing for us very quickly, Thailand, Vietnam, etc. And the US, Canada and Mexico we don't write off, because there's a growing market there for such items like grass-fed beef and Australian lamb. So long answer, but we have opportunities all across the globe for our projects.